Run it. Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at here, basically a whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
All right, and of course, we'd like to welcome everyone tuned in to another Mikey Live program. I'm your host, Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean. And of course, folks, we have quite a bit of things to tell you about today. Today's no ordinary day in Grenada. A lot of talk on the streets right now as word started circulating of the pending shutting down of the current operations of the MNIB. Of course, we'll talk to you more about that in details a little bit later on. In our headlines, there's counterfeit US $100 notes in circulation. Of course, the police wants you to be aware of that. And as well, one man has been charged for a shooting incident. And we've got a a young lady who's missing, and her name is Sabrina. We'll tell you more about that. Money will not right the wrong as it relates to reparation and slavery. And Netflix set up its effort to get paid for account sharing. Machel Montano is seeking to defend his Fantastic Friday event decision. So we have quite a bit of things to tell you about on the program tonight. Folks, blessings to you and your family. Those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. I don't know what took you so long, but anyway, you're here now. We're happy to have you here. And of course, to the usual suspects, there are people who don't miss our program. Blessings to you as well. So folks, we're taking that break and come back. And when we come back, it could be real news. In all, lolo. So again, remember that when you share the program, you give other people an opportunity to view the program, and as well, you give yourself an opportunity to win some credit from Digicel. The headlines was brought to you through the kind compliment of Coach Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Real Value IGA Supermarket, Superb Distributors, and of course, Infinite Contractors. Taking a break, we'll be back.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Infinite Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
All right, again, family, we'd like to officially welcome you to tonight's program. Now, the first thing that we have to tell you about, boy, as part of a government-led initiative to enhance the leadership capabilities and capacity of state-owned enterprises, directors on the board of several statutory bodies will engage in a Directors Education and Accreditation Program, DEAP, from February 14 to the 16, 2023. In this government dispatch, it says here that this initiative fulfills the government's commitment to ensure that all directors are duly trained, certified, and accredited to effectively carry out duties as directors within a year of operation or appointment. Now, the Advanced Director Training course, facilitated by the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange, ECSE, and the Chartered Governance Institute Canada, CGIC, will be delivered on a rolling basis to all statutory bodies, focusing on the strategic areas of governance and governance for directors, finance for directors, and strategy and risk management. Now, chairman of the Citizenship by Investment program, that the CBI committee, that's Mr. Richard Duncan, he said that the course will ensure that members of statutory bodies are adequately trained to develop hone the requisite skill sets, enabling them to effectively exercise the degree of professional oversight required of state-owned entities. The DEAP provides a forum for frank, incisive, and insightful discussion on key aspects of governance and standards and principles, including the duties and responsibilities of a director and the legal ramifications of being a director. In addition, the sharply focused program leads to the designation of accredited director, which is an internationally recognized accreditation issued by the CGIC. Now, the first cohort of 25 directors to receive the training and accreditation include members from the following statutory bodies. That's the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA. Then we have the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, that's the NTRC. Then there's Grenada Electricity Services Limited, GRENLEC. Then there's the Grenada Investment Development Corporation, that's the GIDC. Grenada Bureau of Standards, Financial Complex Limited, and Grenada Development Bank, the GDB. The second cohort is scheduled to complete training and accreditation on May 8th to the 10th. The police is warning of counterfeit notes that might be in circulation, as seen on your screen. According to them, these are fake bills in circulation, and it highlights some of the errors that you can look for. All right, it says STTES instead of STATES, and HUNDED for 100. All right, so that you should know of anybody who might be in circulation or who might be circulating these. Please inform the police or the relevant authorities. Now, there is a young woman that is missing. Her family, her friends, and the police, they are asking for your help in locating her. Her picture now on your screen. Her name is Sabrina Suralie, and she's only 23 years old, and she's a resident of Waltham in St. Mark. Now, according to police, Sabrina left her home on Friday 23rd December. It's a long time. And has not returned since. She is dark in complexion, 5 feet 4 inches in height. All right, stocky built. I don't know what that means. With dark brown eyes and a round face. She was last seen wearing a braided hairstyle, all right, and a multicolored tights and fluffy slippers. Anyone seeing Sabrina or has any information about her whereabouts, you are please asked to contact the Victoria Police Station on 444-8424, Police Emergency 911. You can also call the police hotline at 444-1958 or simply the nearest police station. We'll have to remind you that when calling the hotline, that's 444-1958, there's a little less information that you might have to give about yourself. Because of course sometimes people are skeptical about informing the police of anything. So they wouldn't pressure you, They'll just ask you for the details and then you organize yourself. All right, so please, if you know of her whereabouts, she's been missing for way too long, and her family, they are asking for your help in finding her. So please go ahead and help them out. All right. The next thing that we have to tell all about, boy, money will not right the wrong. You understand? They're saying that no amount of reparation money can offset the injustice of slavery. You understand? And that's the idea and thoughts of sociologist Mr. Claude Douglas. He was on a program this morning on MTV speaking about that. He comments of a UK family who's scheduled to visit Grenada later this month to publicly apologize, as their ancestors had more than 1,000 slaves in the 19th century here. Understand? Now the family, they're committing £100,000 to the Grenada National Reparations Committee, and that is to establish a committee fund for economic development. So they're offering this. But Douglas is saying that money cannot right a wrong. But of course, he's also admitting that this is a step in the right direction.
Oh yes, they cannot repair the past, in our own words. They just want to acknowledge, the pain that slavery has actually wrought on Caribbean people, the enslaved people of the Caribbean, It has been the most, what I should say, inhumane institution that have ever existed in the Caribbean. All right? And something I also want to say that it may not go down very well with the majority of Christians here, but the churches also played a significant role. And the church too should come forward and apologize as well for the role that they would have played in the institutionalization of slavery.
Wow. Now Douglas believes that the outcome of this olive branch from the UK family lies solely on the citizens of Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter Martinique, It
depends on the level of consciousness, of our people, okay? Because there are still people among us who are still objectors. They don't see the importance of this. Slavery has gone, their forefathers no longer live, our forefathers no longer exist. So why this fuss? There are people who are coming across strongly, with these objections and what have you. So I'm saying that, based on our level of consciousness, and our whole identity, we basically will be more willing, to embrace, such gestures and actually to work with those individuals who are coming forward.
All right, we are moving on. Earlier, the big talk of the day is the Marketing and National Importing Board and what happens next. Now, we received word, you understand, that the Marketing and National Importing Board in its current construct will cease to exist as of the beginning of next month, the ending of this month. Some 70 so workers will be affected, and consequently as well farmers. While some welcome the move by the new NDC administration, some are not happy with this. But of course, that the Prime Minister, Honorable Dickon Machel, embarked on a series, and his government embarked on a series of consultations in recent times. And at that time, he painted a picture on what the likely courses of action would be.
So we had about a 2-hour session with the union representing the workers. We had a 2-hour session with the staff at the Marketing and National Importing Board. And I'm going to repeat pretty much the same line that we took with the staff and the union, which is, from the government's perspective, there are a couple of options. Option one, which is to do nothing. If we do nothing, MNIB will collapse because the banks will not be paid. And if the banks are not paid, the bank has security over the buildings and other assets of Marketing Board, and they will appoint a receiver or liquidator. They will sell the assets to recover their money. To some extent, I think I could safely say that that option is not on the table and that we will simply not do anything. And the fact that we are here is part of the fact that that is not an option we are prepared to pursue. And the fact that we've already paid workers for November and December is an option that we will not pursue. The other option is to completely close Marketing Board down. And the government assumes all of the liabilities I've just mentioned, which is the government then has to take over the loan approximating to $6 million to the banks, find the money to pay the severance to the staff, which, give or take, we are told is in the region of $2.5 or $3 million, subject to verification, and assume the 2.8 subject to verification $1 million that is owed to other persons. That doesn't factor in the fact that MNIB itself owes the government several millions of dollars from the government having, for example, taken over the payment of the Answer Machel loan, which was about $4 million that MNIB could not pay. The government took that over. There's a company owned by the government, Petroclyde Grenada Limited, which also lent MNIB substantial sums in the millions as well. That has not been paid or serviced. So ignoring those for the time being, if the decision was made to shut MNIB down, we would have to pay the severance to the employees between $2.5 and maybe $3 million. We'd also have to pay the other persons MNIB owe, including farmers, which is roughly another $2.8 to $3 million. That's about $6 million. We'd have to pay the banks, which is roughly about $6 million. So that's about $12 million. That's if we simply shut it down and didn't do anything else. So that's one option. The other option is to shut it down and to start afresh. And to start afresh, at least from the discussions held by the government, would involve forming a company that permits the government, the private sector, and other stakeholders to become shareholders and have a public-private partnership that allows for MNIB to come back as a new entity.
All right. So, of course, we just started hearing of the pending closure of the current operations. But, of course, where do we go from here? We are quite not sure. We're really not sure as yet as to what direction the government will be taking as it relates to the MNIB. Now, the former Agriculture Minister, Peter David, he also weighed in on this current development. And this is in part what he had to say about this.
You know, I think that's, when I met in Parliament during the budget debate, I gave the government what I believe was support in the sense of let us see what they do. And I said that in a year, we will make a determination of whether or not they have done well or not done well. So I was not as critical as I could have been. But it seems to me that the way things are going, they are heading for a certain F grade on how they are performing. Not only do you have the removal of $150 off of some people, it's not only the fact that was moved, but it's how it was moved. I received a call from an elderly lady, an 80-year-old lady in my constituency, who said that she sent her person, her children or grandchildren to collect it, and she didn't receive it. She was actually crying when she spoke to me. And now we have a marketing board, hundreds of, well, I'm not sure if it's hundreds, but certainly dozens of workers going home. At a time when cost of living is going up. We understand the world situation. We understand that inflation is imported into the country. But this government promised in the campaign, they promised that they will find a way to have prices reduced to make life better. And it is in my view that every time you go around, you hear people talking about how difficult it is becoming, how difficult it is. I believe the closure of Marketing Board is just another reflection of them not doing what I think needs to be done. Marketing Board, while it's difficult, in my view, they need to find a way to ensure that Marketing Board serves the purpose that it is supposed to serve.
Now, in recent times, as we've mentioned, there's been consultation by the government, and he's saying that it doesn't seem that the government was serious in their intentions or were genuine in their intentions when they went around to do those consultations, because he says it's clear that the government did not hear the concerns of the citizens.
Well, I can't say somebody listened or didn't listen. What maybe I could say is that they didn't hear. Because at the end of the day, what I heard was farmers saying that the Marketing Board should do what it was supposed to do. That the Marketing Board should go back to its original mandate. It was intended to be an entity that would help with finding markets and importation of inputs at a lower cost, affordable cost for farmers. That is what people want of Marketing Board. I agree with those who say that the Marketing Board has become a competitor rather than facilitator for farmers. I agree with that. I agree that there were difficulties. In fact, as Minister of Agriculture, we began the process of discussion to see how to get it back on, how to get marketing board back on track. And I believe that's what we should do. You have a consultation a month before and then you decide to shut it down. It can't be that you gave serious consideration to all of the views. So I believe maybe this was a decision already taken, and maybe it's a decision taken without deep understanding of the role of the marketing board or the role it can play in assisting agriculture in Grenada. It is difficult for the farmers. Finding markets is difficult. The revolution recognized the difficulty in finding markets. It is difficult with the cost of imports despite the concessions that we have. The revolution recognized that, and the marketing board was set up to deal with these two challenges. And now we don't have it. So in addition to workers going home, in addition to the fact that people in my constituency also are now having to look for a job, we have farmers unable to have the entity that was set up to help them there to help them. So while I agree with all of the difficulties, I believe it was a knee-jerk response to just shut it down. Now, I hope the government will come back and say what it intends to do about the difficulties of markets and inputs. They need to come to the farmers and say they took this decision and why. But at the end of the day, I believe that this response of just shutting down without a path forward is not the way we need to go. Absolutely, we've all contributed.
Speaking of a path forward, there was also one of the options in which the Prime Minister presented at one of those consultations, and here are some of the sentiments that he shared where that is concerned.
The other option is to look at a restructuring or revamping of MNIB that involves potentially sending some of the staff home, closing down some of the outlets, particularly the retail outlets that sells food and juices and what have you, and attempting to get MNIB to concentrate on what perhaps people may say its core function, which is the purchasing of farmers' produce, hopefully the storage, sorting, preservation, and the finding of markets for the produce, including the export market. So that option is halfway between shutting down completely and doing nothing at all. That option also would involve the government having to pay some of the workers their severance. It would also involve the government having to assume and pay some of the debts owed to farmers and other personnel, including utilities, etc. It would perhaps also involve the government having to pay the banks some of the funds, because if the loans are not serviced and serviced in a timely manner, the banks do have the power to step in regardless of what the government says. So those are the options. None of them are easy options.
That's
as I said,
Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Machel, as he presented at one of the consultations, options that the government were looking into. I suspect that sooner rather than later we'll understand more about why this current decision was taken. But how did we get here? Going back to Honorable Peter David, he himself admits that his government and governments in the past contributed to this current scenario.
Absolutely, we've all contributed to it. The previous government, the government before that, the government before that. We've had NDC governments and we've had NNP governments, and all of them have contributed in one way or another. I'm not going to say that we've done everything, else we wouldn't be there. The question is, how do we solve the problem? No government is free of blame in marketing board and the way it has gotten to. Marketing board developed into a competition with farmers with large overheads rather than facilitating the farmers. And I heard the complaints of the farmers, so I know I can't sit here and in good conscience say that previous governments did not contribute. This problem did not arise last week, and I'm not referring to the problem, recognize the problem. I'm talking about the solution to the problem. And the question is not whether or not there was a problem. We all know that. The question is the solution just to shut down the marketing board without a clear path forward in the minds of the farmers? And that I find to be needed, and maybe the government will come out and say this is our bright idea for the future. But give us the bright idea, give the farmers hope, give agriculture hope going forward that we can help them with markets, we can help them with inputs, we can do what the original mandate of Marketing Board is. While I was a Minister of Agriculture, I made these points that Marketing Board has lost its way. Go back to my speeches. I have never defended where Marketing Board was. I have never defended the current position of Marketing Board, but I'm saying what we are talking about here is a solution to the problem, and that is the difficulty I have.
Right, and that is former Agriculture Minister, Honorable Peter David. We will be following this development, hopefully. I mean, tomorrow is Friday, but hopefully we can get more so that we can share with you. We have not received any official communication from the government as it relates to that decision. However, it was communicated to the stakeholders and members of staff. Von Cyrus, a 27-year-old businessman of the Carenage, St. George, was arrested, formally charged, and cautioned for the following offenses according to police: attempt to commit non-capital murder, possession of a firearm, possession of ammunition, discharging a firearm, and damage to property, 2 counts of that. He's due to appear in court tomorrow. All right. Now, that is in relation to an offense that was committed at Montu on the 7th of February 2023. Last night, we told you through the police that there were several shots that were fired in the Montu area. And of course, there was a victim who complained. And of course, the police shared the details of that incident with us.
On February 7th, 2023, about 9:30 p.m., police received reports of gunshots being fired at Montut St. George's. Officers responded. One man complained of having been confronted by a gentleman carrying a firearm, of several shots being fired, and him receiving an injury to his stomach area. In relation to that matter, one person is currently in police custody, assisting with that investigation. As soon as further developments come about, we will inform you. The victim involved has not received any serious injuries, and so he is not hospitalized in relation to that incident.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that. Now, here's what you don't want to hear. Nobody wants to hear this. Netflix seems to have issues with people who are sharing accounts. So it has plans to deal with rampant account sharing, a program that lets subscribers pay extra to share their account with people outside of their household. Now, the streaming giant introduced paid sharing in Canada, New Zealand, Portugal, and Spain on Wednesday. It was previously rolled out in multiple markets in Latin America. Now, while Netflix won't say when paid sharing will come to other countries, some versions of the plan is expected to be introduced in the United States in the next few weeks. One-third of Netflix's subscribers live in the United States and Canada. Now, Netflix has more than 231 million paid subscribers in 190 countries. Now, the company estimates that 100 million households are currently sharing their accounts with others, which impacts the company's ability to invest in new programs. You see that they've always made it easy for people to live together and share their Netflix account with features like profile on multiple streams. The company said in a blog post Wednesday, it says that while these have been hugely popular, they've also created confusion about when and how you can share Netflix. Starting Wednesday, Netflix said it will allow standard and premium subscribers in Canada, Spain, New Zealand, and Portugal to set up an extra account for up to 2 people they don't live with for an extra monthly fee. The monthly fee varies by country. All right, Netflix said it will also allow people who have been borrowing accounts to transfer their viewing history and other preferences to a new paid subscription. Well, Netflix didn't say what actions it will take if subscribers continue to share accounts outside their households. All right, but we will see in a while what that will mean for us. I think I've already seen one Grenadian posted something on social media tonight in terms of how it affects them, you know. But okay, Netflix, okay. Who needs Netflix anyway? Right now we have things sharing on WhatsApp, like, you know. I wanted to talk to you about Machel Montano and his decision to have his soca event on Fantastic Friday. But I see that we are running out of time. So I'll reserve this story for tomorrow, God's willing. It's really not time sensitive, so we can share that with you tomorrow, God's willing, because I really need to take a break right now. So folks, I'm taking a break and come back. And when I come back, what we will have for you is the national report. And of course, we'll also have the weather. For those of you who have not yet done so, we'd like to encourage you to please go ahead and share the business.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love. Like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Batteries. All roads lead to Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries for all applications, cars, SUVs, pickups, buses, medium and heavy duty trucks, construction equipment, generators, boats and more. European made with the highest amps and comes with a 12 months warranty. Yes, you heard it right. 1 year with the best quality and price. Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries. First left of the Lansopines Road. Call 444-4323 or WhatsApp 410-8070 or 405-7010. Quality Services Limited for all batteries. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
Batteries. All roads lead to Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries for all applications: cars, SUVs, pickups, buses, medium and heavy duty trucks, construction equipment, generators, boats and more. European made with the highest amps and comes with a 12 months warranty. Yes, you heard it right. 1 year with the best quality and price. Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries. First left of the Lansopines Road. Call 444-4323 or WhatsApp 410-8070 or 405-7010. Quality Services Limited for all batteries.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Government signs Memorandum of Understanding with PICA to chart the way forward for sectoral development. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report.
This is going to be a very fast race. It's the 4x100 meter relay senior boys at the starter's order. And they're off. Grenada, get ready. It's the Grenada Athletic Association's Relay Meet 2023. The Karani James Athletic Stadium will be on fire as our nation's top athletes will blaze the tracks on Saturday, 11th February from 1:30 p.m. Come out and be part of the exciting 4x100, 4x200, 4x400, and many more relays. Bleachers. Admission, main stands, adults 20, children under 5 pay 10. Bleachers, adults 15, children under 5 pay 5. The Bleachers will come alive with entertainment from some of our local artists and DJs. And our very own double world champion Anderson Peters would compete in a special javelin event. It's the Grenada Athletic Association's National Relay Meet, Saturday, February 11th at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. Be there. Sponsored by Blue Bubbles, the National Lottery Authority, and the Grenada Olympic Committee.
Welcome back. With the details to the news for Thursday, February 9th, 2023, I am Sherry Ann Noel. The government of Grenada has signed 3 memoranda of understanding with the Palestinian International Cooperation Agency, PICA, to initiate developmental action in various sectors. The objective is to establish a mutually beneficial relationship based on the developmental agenda in peace building and rule of law, communication and information technology, education, health, environment, agriculture, and other fields of common interest.
Grenada and Palestine share a lot in common, having gone through the process of colonialism, and our bonds of friendship stretch back several decades. This is a very auspicious moment for both of us. It shows that even people who are in the process of development like ourselves can and do share the little that they have with sisters and brothers. This is an example that all of us ought to follow. There's a saying that charity is not giving a dog a bone, but sharing your bone with the dog. And so I wish once again to say thank you very much to Ambassador, to your government and people for this gesture. And I assure you that we are going to put to full use and exact maximum benefit from this MOU that we have just signed.
We appreciate, thank, and very grateful to the government of Grenada and to the people of Grenada for all the support all these years in the international arenas, and all the support because Grenada understands what is it to be under occupation. We're here to work and say thank you. We are a country with low resources but high human resource, and that's what we are trying to share, the knowledge, the care, and to work together with our sister nation, Grenada, for a very upcoming project that will include health, agriculture, and some political consultation. We're here to say thank you now for the past and for the future support.
After affixing his signature to the document, Minister of State with responsibility for agriculture, lands, fisheries and cooperatives, Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas, said the relationship and benefits to be derived by both parties are aligned with government's transformational agenda for the agriculture industry.
This relationship we will cherish on mutual grounds. We know the strength of you, and we also have some strength. So we'll be very happy to assist you in giving you the fine taste of spice in Grenada. And we'll be very happy to welcome the scientific agriculture that you have been practicing over the years. We are now embarking on this modernizing our agricultural industry. And we know definitely we'll be able to work hand in hand with the people of Palestine in terms of assisting us in developing that important sector. That important sector means a lot to the people of Grenada, especially when we are looking at food security, food and nutrition security, and building that process.
Senator Jonathan Lacret echoed similar sentiments of gratitude to Her Excellency Linda Sobey Ali, Ambassador for the State of Palestine, for what he believes will be a mutually beneficial relationship based on his government's developmental plans for health.
Ambassador, we are grateful for the partnership, the collaboration and the friendship that we have with Palestine, and also for the signing of this Memorandum of Understanding. Part of the mandate of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs is for us to bolster and also fill the skills gap in many areas in our sector, part of which being the the medical area of our sector as it relates to specialist doctors. And this memorandum of understanding is going to afford us the opportunity and the ability to do just that. So on behalf of our Prime Minister and our Cabinet of Ministers, we want to express our appreciation to your government.
Today is the start of a partnership, a long partnership, a fruitful one, in a very, very important area, which is health. Specialists, training, and exchange training between here and Palestine for our doctors. Also the opportunity or the possibility of opening a training medical center or a center for the Caribbean also, where doctors will be based and move to other islands and work on our mission based on in Grenada. Looking forward to work together. We're already doing it. And thank you on behalf of the Minister of Health, on the behalf of my government, and thank you once again to all government, Prime Minister, and the staff of the ministries, and especially again, Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Activities under the MOUs will be identified through consultation between both parties, with projects and programs implemented through complementary and specific exchange of letters whenever necessary. Moving along, the government of Grenada stands in solidarity with the government and people of Turkey and Syria following the devastating February 6th earthquake and aftershocks, which have left thousands dead, tens of thousands more injured, and many still buried under the rubble. Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Deacon Machel, expressed deep sympathy and solidarity with all affected by the deadly earthquake, noting the added complexity that the disaster brings to humanitarian efforts in Syria. He said, and I quote, "We are profoundly saddened by the magnitude of destruction visited on our brothers and sisters in Turkey and Syria, and offer sincere condolences and prayers to all those impacted by this unfolding disaster." The government of Grenada assures the government and people of Turkey and Syria of our unwavering support and compassion during this most difficult time. Employees at the Maribor Farm School are excited about government's plans for the Tia Maricho Community College and the agriculture sector for 2023 and beyond. Government intends to partner with the World Bank for the provision of a highly concessional loan of US $15 million to strategically strengthen capacity at TAMCC and develop high-quality academic programs. The plan is to raise the profile of the TAMCC to its highest echelon of Caribbean education, providing a high-quality technological and vocational hub that will prepare students for the jobs that are available throughout the region. Farm manager at the Maribor campus, Marlon Thomas, says the institution has many plans to incorporate new farming techniques to develop the teaching unit.
We're looking to do some more innovative farming, some more farming that can capture not just the cultural farming that we have going on. Farming where we can do some drip irrigation system along with woven fabric at the top of the soil that will allow less weeding. If you look through, you can see a lot of weed. Now, if you cover the soil with woven fabric, the water could actually get into the soil, but the weeds will not get up. So it will lessen on the labor intensity that will be on the farm. Now we will probably endeavor to do some soil testing to know the viability of the soil, what is needed, instead of just putting all kind of chemical, all kind of manure, so we know what we need. Sometimes we can even do tunnels on a plot, do a whole plot with tunnels so that we can have maybe a bell pepper doing right through the year long.
Thomas says the time has come for young people to see agriculture for what it truly is and its contribution to economic transformation.
The help from government, of other institutions, other funding institutions, we will really like to move farming, forward in Grenada. And the young people will see farming not just as a dirty work, but a work that is more sustainable, a work that is fun. I mean, you really have to love farming to really see what you can get from it. It's something that you have to learn and love to do.
This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
My name is Travon Lead, and I'm a fisherman of Goa St. John's. Well, I've been fishing for about 7 years, since I was about 16. And my father is a fisherman, and I grew up in that. I love to fish, and that helps to feed the community of Wharf. Some of the challenges I faced before, I had a smaller boat, and I used to row and fish. But now that I'm a successful applicant, I'm going to use the funds to buy a bigger boat and an engine, and that's going to benefit me and my family and to help others. It's a yes for sis.
Welcome back. Minister with responsibility for social and community development, Senator Gloria Thomas, says the Mount Horn Child Development Center has changed the educational and social landscape of the community of Mount Horn. The center was constructed in 2020 under the previous administration in collaboration with the United Nations Children's Fund and India UN Development Fund to provide an environment for children to grow, be nurtured, and learn skills that will lay the foundation for their development. Although the facility was completed and has been in operation since 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic delayed the official handover, which was done recently. Minister Thomas, who is also the NDC caretaker for the constituency, highlighted the significant impact the facility has on the community.
It has created jobs for residents during the construction, as well as employment for those who are now working at the center. More importantly, it has provided a safe place for our children when their parents go out to work. This essentially reverberates the fact that when we invest in health and education of our children, we win. When we prioritize their needs, we win. When we continue to collaborate with partners whose interests are vested in the fundamental development of our children, we reap the biggest returns in preventing problems later in life, and so we win.
She said any investment in child development and education is a win for the community and the country.
As a ministry, we pay particular attention to the growing evidence around the importance of these early years of a child's development. We recognize that early childhood education is a safety net and a major aspect of our social protection framework that need continuous work. We act as a catalyst to magnify resources and amplify our collective impact, investing in and promoting innovations that advance the lifelong health and well-being of our children.
UNICEF representative Peter Bult underscored the importance of investments in early child development toward building a brighter future for families and economies.
This center is, I think, so much more than a daycare center. I think the ministry rightly calls it a child development center. It provides, yes, a service to parents so that parents, mothers, can seek employment and contribute to the family in other ways. But also it supports the children. It supports the child development. It supports an essential phase in the life of the child, the first 1,000 days, the first 3 years of the child. And I think, I'm sure the role that the social workers, that the caretakers here play, the educators here play, is absolutely critical in starting to shape the life of the child together with the parents. So I think the center is so much more than just looking after the child.
The handover ceremony concluded with cultural presentations from St. Mary's RC School and the Rainbow City All-Star Steel Orchestra. And finally in the news, Mexico's new ambassador to Grenada, His Excellency Luis Manuel Lopez Moreno, has committed to building relations with Grenada in areas like trade, health, education, and infrastructure. The commitment came when he presented his credentials to Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagranade on Tuesday. His Excellency Moreno is now a second-time appointed ambassador of Mexico to Grenada. His Excellency also assured that more avenues to further strengthen the country's relations will be explored during his tenure.
Your Excellency, my mission as ambassador is not just to strengthen the good existing relation between our two countries, but to materialize on the juridical frame that will allow us to work on cooperation programs and to take full advantage of the opportunities that Mexico and Grenada could have in the fields of education, trade, investments, culture, and capacity building, just to name a few. At this moment, I'm pleased to be able to ensure that the government of Mexico has the firm commitment to build a new level of relations with the Caribbean, especially with the Anglophone Caribbean countries.
One day after the ambassador of Mexico to Grenada presented his credentials, the Governor General accepted another letter of credence, this time from His Excellency Dong E.O., the appointed ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Grenada. Grenada and the Republic of Korea have enjoyed a cordial friendship since August 1974. The Republic of Korea is one of the countries that has assisted Grenada in the fight against the deadly COVID-19 virus, with a substantial donation of 5,850 doses of Pfizer vaccines, 6,000 doses of Moderna to the Ministry of Health. The ambassador expressed satisfaction with the relationship the two countries have developed over the years and anticipates a further strengthening of the relationship.
Your Excellency, our shared commitment to upholding democracy, peace, and prosperity on the international stage allows us to solidify our bond. The government of the Republic of Korea values the crucial role that Grenada has played, as evidenced by its own diplomatic presence and involvement in the international community. As the new ambassador of the Republic of Korea, I'm keenly aware of my responsibilities, and I will do my best to further promote the friendly relations between our two peoples by strengthening the Korea-Grenada mutual trust and facilitating all-round cooperation between our two countries.
Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade welcomed the ambassadors and gave her commitment to strengthen areas of mutual interest. And with that story, we come to the end of the National Report for Thursday, February 9th, 2023. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sherry-Ann Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Thank you very much, Sherry-Ann, and the rest of the GIS News team. We are now taking a look at the weather. What we can tell you is that the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with few light showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas rough, waves 7 to 10 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells, and a marine advisory remains in effect. We're taking a look at the weather for Friday. We can tell you that the weather is going to be partly cloudy at first, becoming generally fair by midday. Now, we expect the maximum temperature to be around 29.5 degrees Celsius and the minimum 23. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas rough, waves up to 10 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells, and a marine advisory remains in effect. That's the weather for tonight and tomorrow. And of course, we want to say hello before we roll to the folks who are currently on Facebook and YouTube. Blessings to you. We have Kireen, Shireen, Suzette, Linton, my sister, Claire, and my mom, and as well Bermuda, Machel. I realize we have a problem with Facebook tonight, with YouTube tonight. I'll try to see if I can go sort it out, all right? All right. Marilyn, how are you? Michelle again. And we have praise and worship with us tonight again. Who else is with us? Niran, Noel. Who else? Oh boy, the thing moving so fast. Okay. Who else? Javar and the sharing committee. Jacinta, hello to you. Zaka, thanks for joining us tonight as well. Ansha, Wagwan, and of course, we are saying hello to Diana, Cindy, and also Adonna. All right, blessings to you, Adonna. I said Bermuda, right? Just want to make sure Yvonne is there with us. Hi, Yvonne. Met Yvonne the other day at the supermarket. Right, Yvonne? And Joseph, we are there with you as well. Or who's there with us as well, in fact. Hello to you, Joseph. All right, and everyone else, really. Thank you for joining us, and it's a pleasure being with you. Of course, we're looking forward to an interesting program tomorrow, God's willing, again, Deborah. And thank you for sharing. If you have not yet done so, again, it's a good time. Dillian and the others, we want to encourage you to share Vilma if you have not done so already. Okay? So please go ahead and share the business. Angel, if you haven't done so. Gretel, please share the business. Okay, guys, take care of yourselves. Have yourself a good night. Wake up in one piece tomorrow. Have a good day. And may God bless you and your family. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say, Ja, no. Blessings flow. All right, everybody. See you guys tomorrow, God's willing. Take care, take care, take care.